And we are live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mindful Matters. My name is Drew. Very glad to have all you here and to be here once again. We are live every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern. And, on this channel, we talk about mental health, mindfulness, just have open and honest conversations. I truly believe, mental health and all of that needs to be talked about a lot more. And, I know there's sometimes people feel afraid to talk about it, um, it comes across as a weakness or, to share that you're struggling or not doing well. But meanwhile, like it's natural, it's human, and we need to, be there for one another because we're all going through our struggles. So, um, welcome to everyone who's here. If you're watching on the replay, welcome. Thank you for being here. Um, how this works is if you guys have any questions, if you guys want to share about like how has your week been? How has your week been? How was your weekend? How was the last week? What's going on? Um, anything good that you did? Anything that maybe wasn't great that you feel bad about? Like we could talk about it all. So, just comment how you're doing. I hope all of you are doing well, but sometimes we're not doing well. Sometimes we have our struggles and that's totally fine. Um and sometimes we do good and bad at the same time. Um like yesterday, I'll start with me. Um I was running a not I wasn't running it, but I was working a volunteer event. Um I was doing it the whole day from 6 a.m. to like 7:30 p.m. So it was a lot. It was a lot. It actually reminded me of like being like on a film set, um, as like a production assistant, where like a production assistant on a film set, you're kind of running all over from place to place, doing this, doing that. Like you're given all these different tasks, and that's kind of what I felt like with this. I kind of felt like I was like, kind of running all over the place like a production assistant. But it was the this was for a great cause. This was feeding kids across the globe, kids who are in need, kids who are hungry, and providing meals for them. So it was a really special event. I felt really good to be part of it. There were some times where I felt like I was messing up, or like I had to like okay, I was in charge of counting the total number of meals for everything, at the total number of meals that we were collecting. And there's hundreds of people there. I had to count all the boxes and all the meals, and boxes are constantly being made and then brought outside. It was a very big thing. It was an organized event, but it was like my job felt very chaotic and stressful. And I was doing it all by myself. And everybody was doing different jobs, but that was the job that I was put on. I didn't know what I was going to be doing. That was what I got put on. Anyway, in the beginning, it was going good. And then, like, as there started to get more and more, I started to like get really confused and I started to get lost in the numbers. And then, like, I felt like there was like no recovering. And I felt like I was like disappointing everybody. I felt like I was like a failure. I felt like stupid, honestly. As much as I hate to say it, I felt stupid for not being able to do it. And I was embarrassed. And I realized something about myself yesterday, because there were multiple things that I did where if I didn't do it right, I felt like, of course you didn't do that right. It's like, here you go again. Like you're not the smartest. You're dumb. You're stupid. Whatever it is. But meanwhile, I've gotten better at like when other people say things to me, I'm able to like let it go and brush it off. But meanwhile, if I make a mistake, I'm like I can't let that go. Which is like, it's interesting because I used to like other people's comments used to really affect me, and they still do sometimes. I'm not trying to say that they never do, but now I get like more affected by myself, and like if I do something wrong, and it's like, you know, it's not even bad intention, and it could be the most minuscule thing. It could be the most small thing, but like in my head, it's like I'm embarrassing myself and people are watching me and judging me, and I'm judging myself. I should know how to do this. So that's something I'm trying to work through. I realized that yesterday, but at the end of the day, it was a really great event that we raised. How many meals did we raise? Let me see. I have a picture. Um, we raised over 285,000 meals. Insane. Insane. And that's over 1,000 kids. 1,000 kids getting food like to last like the year. So incredible. It was really incredible. But I see all y'all in the chat. What's up, guys? Thank you for being here as always. I really appreciate you all. I love our Mindful Matters squad. You guys are the best. Cobra Kai rapper from 2000s. Hey, Drew, what's up? What it do? I hope your week is going well for you. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was my weekend. It was still very, very nice. And the week has been good. And yeah, I appreciate you. I hope you. How are you doing? How's your week? Matt, what's up, Matt? Sub Drew just got back from early church service. Hope everyone's doing good. Hey, Matt, so happy to have you here. Appreciate you, man. I know you have church around this time, so I'm glad that you could be here for today. Really appreciate you for being here. Elena, what's up, Elena? Hello, Drew and everyone. How are you doing, Elena? It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Good morning. Good morning, Quicksilver. What's up? Shaolin Punk, what's up? I love seeing this group. Obviously, I love to see new faces too, but you guys are you guys come every week to the flip the script stream, the flip the script live streams, the mindfulness streams. So I truly appreciate you guys. I love the community we build, and all you guys are truly special people, and you guys are really great people. So I'm very happy to have you here. Really makes my day. Elena says, "Wow, so many meals. That's so important. Well done. Thank you." Yeah, if you ever want to get involved in these things, like you can find these things online, these opportunities online, or search up volunteer events. It's really nice. It's really nice, and you don't have to do what I did, which was I was there from 6 a.m. to 7:30 p.m., which was a lot. You don't have to do that. You can even just be there for an hour or two. Even that, you're making a difference. You're impacting, and you're helping out. So do what you can. Do what you can. Shaolin says, love what you were creating here, Drew. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I love this, man. I love this. I love this platform. I love this community. But please, guys, tell me about how are y'all doing? How are you guys doing? What have you been up to? How has your week been? What's been good? What's been maybe tough? We could talk about it all. And as I said before, sometimes the good and the tough times intertwine. So Quicksilver says, good job on devoting your time to a noble cause. Drew, it's okay. I have moments like that on a regular. When I mess up at work, I ask myself, am I qualified to work here? I appreciate you for saying that. It's nice to, obviously I'm very sorry about that, but I appreciate you for opening up about that, I think, when someone's feeling a certain way and then someone else comes and affirms them and says I felt that way too. That just means a lot. So that, obviously I'm sorry to hear that. But it makes me, I appreciate you for kind of validating and for relating to me. So, I don't feel like I'm alone in this, but, it's funny because if I if I was with you at work, at your work, and you messed up, I would say, "Dude, you're okay. You're qualified to work here. You're good." But then it's like, but then saying that to myself is a little different. That's why we really need to support each other. I mean, self-love, self-care is self-love, self-care is obviously extremely important. Um, but sometimes we need to support each other to get there, you know? Encourage each other to get there. So, um, Quicksilver, I'm sure you are qualified to work there, and we all make mistakes. I gotta take that advice too. So, yeah. Elena says, "Yes, I get what you were saying, Drew. When we are trying something new at first, it can feel stressful and scary, but going for it is always better than not trying, I believe." Oh my god. Okay, that leads me into a story. Yeah, I 100% agree. Okay, I have a good story. So this was actually 2 days ago. So this was the day before the event, the day before the volunteer event. 2 days ago, we had this like it was like this small dinner for like the staff and like some of the volunteers. It was like a very intimate dinner. Um, so I was invited to go, and I was gonna go, and I put it into my maps, and I was it said I would be like a few minutes late. I was like, oh shoot, but okay. It's fine, whatever. So I'm driving there, and then I like looked at my glove compartment, and like I had a stick of deodorant in there, but it was really dumb. I shouldn't have left it in there because it was so hot that the stick like melted pretty much. And I opened it, and when I opened it, it like got all over my shirt. And um this was the shirt of the organization. Like they gave me a shirt, and I wanted to wear it for this dinner to like represent and to show that I'm part of it, because I was like, everyone else is probably gonna be wearing their shirts. Um, then I got like deodorant all over, and it like looked like I tried to clean it up, but it looked horrible. Um, so I was really embarrassed. And like the whole car ride while I was driving there, I was trying to like clean it up, and it was like not working at all. But like I was stressing the whole car ride about cleaning this up. Thank God I had another shirt in there. I was actually planning on going to the gym after this dinner. Usually I would wear a tank top, but I actually had a short sleeve, which is crazy that I actually had a short sleeve. Because I didn't want to wear a tank top to a dinner. Um, but so I put on the or I put on the shirt, but then I was like, no, I want to wear the volunteer shirt. I was like, I should be wearing the volunteer shirt. So I was trying to clean it the whole time. It was give me so much anxiety. And then to top it all off, I arrive at the dinner, but I'm at a house. Huh, this doesn't look right. This is someone's house. So then I double check my directions, and I plugged in the complete wrong place. So I was 20 minutes away from the actual place. So now I was set the event started at 5:30. I was set to get there at 6. And I was like, nope, I'm going home. That was my initial thought, was like, I'm going home. I'm going home. I messed up. Excuse me. Messed up on the timing. I ruined my shirt. I'm going home. I do not want to stay here. I do not want to be here. It'll be much easier for me to just go home and go to sleep. Just call it a day. Um, and that was my initial thought, was just to, like, quit. I'm not required to go to this dinner. I probably won't be like missed if I don't go. I could just say I had something last minute that came up, even though that wasn't true. That was my initial thought, was to just make up an excuse and just not go. And it would be easier for me to just go home, and I would go home and I would go to sleep, because you screwed up your day. You screwed it up. You screwed it up. And I didn't want to have to like sit in those thoughts. So if I went to sleep, I would forget all about it. Or at least I would forget about it in the moment. And then usually I feel better when I wake up, because it's not as fresh. I don't know what made me do it, but there was like 1% of me that was like, text someone who is running the dinner, just text her and like ask like say like, listen, I made a wrong turn. I'm 30 minutes away. Does it make sense if I come still? And she said yes. And then like part of me was like, oh crap. I was hoping she'd say no. Like she was like, oh, okay, you don't have to come then. But she said yes. I'm like, well, I guess I got to at this point. So I was 30 minutes late. I ended up going. And when I got there, it was like everyone was still like social. It was like social hour. So we weren't even like eating and people were still coming in. So it's like, even though I was 30 minutes late, it didn't feel like I was late. And I was meeting people that day at that dinner, and it was really nice actually. I had a really good time and I met some nice people and I had some good conversations. And also there was like 3 people wearing their shirts. Um, and those are like the staff members that actually work there. Like I was like a volunteer, but like I was like helping out like more like with the staff, but like it was nobody was dressed like it's not like everybody was wearing their shirts. So me not wearing the shirt didn't mean anything. So it was all that anxiety like for no reason. But at the same time though, I kind of knew, okay, I'm probably gonna go and it's probably gonna be okay. Um, because patterns, you have these patterns and these patterns usually happen where like you stress about something so over the top and you're stressing over the top and then you do it and it's like that wasn't that bad. Like I kind of knew I was making more of a big deal about it than it actually was, but that was still stressful. But I did it. I'm proud of myself. It was hard to just get myself to go, but I did. And that's just a big step up for me because in the past, I think I might have just not went. I might have just called it quits. My shirt got dirty and I was late. So it's like, just don't go, especially if I'm not required to be there. But it was a good lesson. It was a good lesson. It was good. I was able to, yeah. So Cobra Kai rapper from 2000s. My week has been okay so far. Yesterday, I received some sad news that one manager from work who is such a kind, caring person has passed away yesterday. And I'm sending huge prayers for my family. I'm extremely, extremely sorry to hear that. Um, you know, yeah, I'm really sorry about that. Um, yeah, that's tough. That's tough because your work people also become your family too. So there's a connection that grows. You don't have to be related, and death is just so scary and sad. And I'm just sorry about that. And I'm sending you hugs and prayers and I'm sending you my love and very 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 sorry for your loss and I'm sure the week has been tough. There's things like that happen that it's like it's hard to that we're just going to feel down and it's just going to be tough. So I'm sorry, but I'm wishing you the best and just lean on support. You got our support, you got my support, and you have the support from your other coworkers and from people around you, so just lean on that support. Matt O'Matty, as you know, my financial situation recently took a turn for the worse, so I really have to adapt and be flexible. That would mean not traveling as much, at least until I'm done with grad school, praying I can still make it to the finish line. Matt, I appreciate you for sharing this. It takes a lot of courage to share this and to be honest about that. Um, I 100% understand. Um, I've been dealing with like similar things where like I've had to really be more conscious and like it's like things that maybe you were doing before you maybe you can't do as much now with finances and those situations. So um I don't think that's a bad thing though. You know, like I know it's tough, but you're so young still. You're so young. So you are going to get over this. You are going to get through this, but you're still in school right now. And, you know, the fact that you are in school, maybe maybe you won't be able to travel now. You will ultimately, but now maybe you can take this time to do other things and to focus on yourself. And you know, when things like this happen where like, financial struggles and all that, it like when something's going good and then something bad happens, it really makes you appreciate the good. It really makes you appreciate it. And Matt, you're a hard worker. You're a good dude. I know things are going to work out. So I appreciate you for sharing. Um, you are going to get to do these things again. You are going to get the travel. You are going to get to the finish line. You are going to do it. Um, you know, it's going to take some time and some work. And um, but you have a great mentality of saying that you have to adapt and be flexible rather than just saying like I can't travel and that's it. I'm done. You know, like you're talking about adapting and being flexible, which is such a huge thing. That's gonna be like there's gonna be so many things in life where things just come at us and things happen, and it's like it's not about like and it's not about those things, but it's about how we respond and how we act to those things and how we adapt, how we become flexible. So, um, you know, what kind of strategies you have to adapt and be flexible? Like not traveling, is there anything else that maybe you can do? Um, Shaolin Punk says we all got to look out for each other. Great place to have a place. Great to have a place where we can chat about anything. Yes. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. I'm very glad about that. Elena says, my days have been nice, but also weird in some days so far. So I'm trying to find my balance and focus on my peace more. Good for you. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that you've been trying to find your balance and your focus and your peace. Um, yeah, sometimes we have those weird days. Sometimes we have those weird days where it's like, um, yeah, as I said, like it's not always like it's not just like you have good days and you have bad days. You can have like they could be like mixed and matched together. Oh my god, I just almost slipped. Um, Sarah Lawson, good morning, sunshine. How are you, Drew? I'm doing good. Thank you for joining, Sarah. Good morning. Good morning. I'm feeling better. I had a mild COVID, and I'm glad I got the vaccine because it could have been so much worse. Well, I am glad you're feeling better. I'm glad you got the vaccine and now you're feeling good. Um, so I'm very sorry to hear that you weren't feeling well. So I hope you continue to feel better and take care of yourself. Shaolin says, awesome story, Drew. Most people would have given up at that point, but you went anyway. I got to stick to my plans more. Hey, dude, don't judge yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. I have given up so many times. Like this was a big one for me because these things have happened to me where I would give up. So, you know, of course, and thank you, Drew. I appreciate you big time. Of course, of course. Saying so many times I was overthinking about things that weren't even real or happened yet, but well done, Drew, for being brave and you did it anyway. Thank you, Elena. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Praying for everyone here to be healthy and happy. We're all loved. Love that. Love that. Yes, yes, you are. Matt says, yeah, I'm cutting back on some of those things that I don't necessarily need, like Netflix and Disney Plus, but I own a bunch of physical media. Dude, I understand. I understand. I'm gonna be so straight up with you guys right now. You see this thing? You see this thing? That's the StreamYards logo. That's what I use to StreamYards is what I use my live streams for. This was never on any of my live streams. This was never on any of my live streams. So why is it on my live streams now? Because I had the reason why it wasn't on my live streams is because I had like a like the advanced plan or something. Like I paid for a monthly thing that would give me features and I could take off this thing and I can have an intro video and I can have overlays and different effects. This is the free version. So um I'm at a point right now where, I have to think about like what like I've really been like having to like provide for myself financially Um, and I need to prioritize the things that I pay for, especially the things that like, get charged on a monthly basis. You know, what do I need versus what do I not really need? So like, as hard as it was, because I want my live streams to be like visually appealing and great. Um, I decided, at least for now, for the time being, I canceled my membership. So I would be doing the free version of this. Um, Even like other websites, that I would use for editing, I canceled like, you know, the memberships that gave me advanced features. And if I ever did need them, I would figure it out. Maybe I would like sign up for 1 month or whatever. But like, in terms of like a monthly thing, I had to make that sacrifice. And same thing, as you said, Matt, Disney Plus, Netflix, all that, like I canceled. So I don't have any of those accounts. The only ones I have are like, I don't pay for them every month. The only ones I get are like the ones like when like something comes out that I really want to watch, and then I end up utilizing it for that month. So for example, Camp Rock 3, which please don't spoil it. I still haven't watched it yet. But Camp Rock 3 came out and I want to watch that. That's on Disney Plus. I didn't have Disney Plus, so I got Disney Plus. But obviously I'm not just getting Disney Plus just to watch Camp Rock 3. Like I'm gonna watch other stuff. Um, but yeah, I'll probably just have it for the month and then that's it. Um, Paramount Plus, I got to watch Big Brother, but I'm also watching Amazing Race on there. So I'm trying to utilize it. But yeah, it's tough because all of these things, like these monthly things, really add up, you know. And like, there's so many expenses out there, like groceries, gas, rent, utilities, all these things that just like that come at you. And parking, like, things that you don't even think of that just like you pay you have to pay for pretty much everything. So it's like it's tough when also you have to make that like change financially. Like if like, you have to adapt, you have to be flexible, you know? Because I always had my live streams as or like for years I had my live streams as like the advanced plan where I would have all the features and stuff. And now to like have this StreamYards thing here, it's like, not exactly the greatest. But at the same time though, why do I do these live streams? So I can talk to you guys, so I can interact with you guys. And I'm still able to do that. The only difference is there's that freaking logo right there. But what the hell does that even matter? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, does that really even matter? No, because I'm still getting to talk. I'm still going to share my voice. I'm still going to interact with all you guys, so to me, that's most important. Lena says love physical media. Yeah, my roommate is really into physical media. He has a bunch of movies and things. Like I've never been a big physical media collector. Um, I mean, I did when I was younger, we had a lot of physical media because that's what it was, before back in the day, before like, the Netflix and the Disney Plus, that's how we watched stuff, was physical media. But I wasn't like a physical media collector or anything. I'm not like huge on that, but I do think it's really cool. I do think it's cool. Quicksilver says, will you watch the new Insidious Out of the Further movie? I didn't even know what that was. Insidious, that's like the horror movie. Probably. Yeah. I mean, I didn't even know about that, but Insidious Further. I don't what is it called? Out of the Further. Yeah, I'll probably watch it when August 21st. Oh, that's soon. Yeah, sure. Horror movies terrify me, but I still like to watch them. Matt says, love you, Drew. Appreciate your support. Hey, love you too, bro. Appreciate you always. I appreciate all of you guys. I want to thank you all so much for being here today, for sharing your stories, for opening up, for being honest, for being vulnerable. Truly means the world to me. I love you guys with all my heart. We are not going to be doing a live stream this upcoming Sunday, so we are going to be taking a break from so this upcoming Sunday there won't be a live stream, but we will be back the following Sunday, and I'll put out a little announcement or something. But I want to thank all of you guys so much for joining. I literally love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys for showing up to these live streams, like honest and vulnerable and open, and just being really gracious and kind. It means a lot. Matt says, is it still possible to do Mindful Matters on days other than Sunday? It's tough because I know you mentioned you have church. I also need to I would love to do it on a day that like works for everybody, but I also need to think of a day that like I'd be able to do on a weekly basis, and like I have the Fridays for Flip the Script and the Sundays for Mindful Matters. Like those are like the 2 days that like usually in the morning work best for me. Like the other days in the morning, like things usually come up. So I would have to cancel it even more. So like Sunday would probably be like the best consistent day. I don't know. We can I'll have to think about it. Because I would love to accommodate for everybody, but I also have to like, my schedule and but maybe we can do like sometimes special streams that aren't on Sunday. I don't know. We can figure it out. But yeah, I know you're in church. I know some people are also in church, so I don't want to I would love to be able to accommodate if possible. So, yeah, we'll figure it out. Appreciate you, Matt. Well, comment below days. Why doesn't everybody here comment below days that works for them? Comment below days. And as for times, usually the morning would work best for me. Like this, like 10 a.m. time, because then it's before I start the day, before I have things, later in the day. So just let me know. Comment below times, not in this live stream, but comment, or not in the live chat, but comment in the comment section below. Comment times and days that work for all of you guys, and I'll definitely try and keep it in mind, and I'll definitely try and see what I can do. So thank you so much for coming again, Drew. Take care, everyone. Thank you, Elena. Appreciate you. Appreciate all of you. Love you guys. Have a great rest of your Sunday. And I will see you guys next time. And, even though this isn't a Cobra Kai stream, Cobra Kai never dies.